to kind of step forward and do Hanukkah on the island. And so the first thing she did was she went and talked to Ann Silverman at the Family Center and said, how about it if we kind of start to work together? And Ann said, I've been waiting for this for ages. I just wanted to have more inclusivity in the whole Christmas tree fundraiser. And so we're kind of very generously kind of gave us space to step in here. And then the next thing that came along was the Bowen Foundation, which has this community seed grant they've let start in the last couple of years. Is anybody here from the Bowen Community Foundation? No? Because
we thank you.
Without you, they kind of gave us the seed money and made it happen. And with money that comes to them from the Bowen Island Municipality and from the Vancouver Foundation, the cash started to flow into making this, and from there, Bronwyn, who of course we are dearly missing as editor of the newspaper, although Martha is now very capably taken over, came and did a series of articles on this, and it just started to take on some energy. Really, the last incredible piece was our beloved Basia, who, we are around us. Her creativity for making Christmas Light Up Bowen happen here is everywhere. And she steps in and said, okay, I know exactly the place and I'm getting you the lights and we're gonna make this happen in the way that her incredible creativity does. And so here we are for our first Bowen Island gathering. And I'm so thrilled to have you all here. I bet you I didn't introduce myself. I'm Matthew Vandergeesen. I got given the task of making the menorah, and it kind of grew on its own. And then it goes up a little bit. It goes die 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 So we're going to start with the first one, second from the end right there on the left. Okay. And then slowly screw in the rest of them, because that's our version of candlelighting. Okay? And it goes, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kedeshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Hanukkah. And then we make this blessing that our people before us, our fathers and mothers and forebears have brought us to the season. That's the second one. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Shesanisim lavotenu, Beimotenu, Bayamim, Haim Bazman Hazeh. Thank you. And then, Ma'otsur Yeshuati, Lahana El Shabeiyah, Tikon Betafilati, Lasham Todah Tzabeiyah, La'etachin Matbeiyah, Mitzam Nitbeiyah, Azet Mor Bashur Mizmor, Hanukkah Mizbeiyah, Azet Mor Bashur Mizmor, Hanukkah HaMizbeach. And then if you're wondering what do those words mean, we get into the English. Rock of Ages, let our song praise your saving power. Thou amidst the raging foes, you were our sheltering tower. Fearless they assailed us, but thy arm availed us, and thy word broke their sword when our own strength failed us, and your word broke their sword when our own strength failed us. Children of the wanderers, whether free or fettered, wake the echoes of the songs where you may be scattered. Yours the message cheering that the time is nearing, which will see all people free and tyrants disappearing. Hope will see all nations free and tyrants disappearing. So some of you may not know the story of Hanukkah, and just very briefly, there was around the 160 before the Common Era, there was a lot of wars, of course, going back and forth between different nations, of which the Judea and that whole area that we call the Middle East was basically getting trampled on back and forth. And mostly they didn't care about the Jews and Jewish practice. It was a very sort of Greek Hellenistic culture all the way through. A form of Greek was spoken everywhere. And but then there arose this one guy who held a particular region in Syria, a guy named Antiochus, who, as he came in to try to attack Egypt one more time, said, and we're going to make everybody be the same. And he went in and sacked the temple. That's where, for those of you who, know the Indiana Jones story about, the loss of the sacred ark, well, that's when that happened, and shut down the practice of this weird religion that had no God and no idols. But what he didn't count for, which we have all seen a demonstration of, is don't mess with hill tribes. And so there was a group, a family, the Hasmoneans, who lived up in the hills of Judea, who started guerrilla warfare, and over the next almost 10 years fought back and very successfully eventually pushed the Antiochus and his troops out of that section of the Middle East and went back into Jerusalem. And here is this sacked temple with a statue of Zeus in the center, and there is always burning. As you saw, we had a single light there at the beginning, what's called a ner tamid, an eternal light in the temple. And so it was like, first of all, we got to light it. So where's the olive oil to do that? We have one amphora to get that going. And quickly they sent word out, they've got to crush more olives, get more oil. It took about 7 or 8 days for that to happen. The miracle is that eternal light kept burning for that period of time. And so out of a very historical era came this festival of lights. in Judaism, of which we are now kind of looking at, it continuing on forever and ever, and really being about freedom. In fact, so much so that it got brought into modern times with that amazing song by Peter, Paul, and Mary. Light one candle for the Maccabee children, with thanks that their light did die. And light one candle for the pain they endured, when their right to exist was denied. And light one candle for the terrible sacrifice justice and freedom demand. And light one candle for freedom to know, when the peacemaker's time is at hand. Don't let the light go out, it's lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out, let it shine through our love and our tears. Oh, gotta catch up here. Don't let the light go out, it's lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out, let it shine through our love and our tears. There's a little code in between where I get to push my music up. Light one candle for the strength that we need to never become our own foe. And light one candle for those who are suffering, they may learn long ago. And light one candle for all we believe in, let anger not tear us apart. And light one candle to bind us together, with peace as a song in our heart. And up we go. Don't let the light go out, it's lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out, let it shine through our love and our tears. Don't let the light go out, it's lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out, let it shine through our love and our tears. Okay, what is the memory that's valued so highly? We keep it alive in the flame. And what's the commitment for those who have died, that we cry out they've not died in vain? We have come this far, always believing that judgment will somehow prevail. This is the burden, this is the promise, and this is why we will not fail. Don't let the light go out, it's lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out, let it shine through our love and our tears. Don't let the light go out, it's lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out, let it shine through our love and our tears. And then Shasta Martinek, I don't know if you've ever sung with her, she very carefully always teaches us to put that last, there's 3 times we go through this last bit, and the last bit we go, don't let the light go out, like that, right? So it goes, don't let the light go out, don't let the light go out, don't let the light go out. Fabulous. It's like you've done it before. So, how are you doing on time?
I think it's important to...
Very quickly, we've got to give you a chance to move across to the next thing. So I want to turn over to the Siegel brothers, who brought a couple songs of peace that are much for general Jewish songs. Where are you guys? Coming through. Okay, I'm backing out here. Which are on the back page of your handouts for those of you who have one.
Siegel brothers.
If you guys ever want to feel totally like inspired, it was your YouTubes, the four of you, that carried so many of us through the first hard months of the COVID coming to town situation. They're on YouTube. They are amazing. Check them out.
Wow, it's so nice to see so many people out here. Happy Hanukkah, everybody. Wow, what a blessing. My heart is very full being here, and what an incredible energy to share with you all here tonight. I'm so happy this weather. It's such a beautiful day. So many beautiful people here, and yeah, what else to do now besides celebrate? So here's Oseh Shalom. The lyrics are on the last page on the right. So sing along if you know the words. Oseh Shalom Menorah, U'yaseh Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Ve'imeru, Amen. Oseh Shalom Menorah, U'yaseh Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Amen. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ve'imeru, Ve'imeru, Amen. Ve'imeru, Ve'imeru, Amen. Oseh Shalom Menorah, U'yaseh Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael. Ve'imeru, Ve'imeru, Amen. Oseh Shalom Menorah, U'yaseh Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael. Ve'imeru, Ve'imeru, Amen. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ve'imeru, Ve'imeru, Amen. Ve'imeru, Ve'imeru, Amen. Ve'imeru, Ve'imeru,
I got my clock wrong. We got time. They were afraid we wouldn't finish the time. So
Yeah, encore.
This is a prayer for peace.
Yeah.
And boy, do we need more peace on earth. So,
Yes.
we're so blessed to be here on Bowen Islands, one of those peaceful places on all of Mother Earth. And what a blessing it is. So let's share some of this energies with the rest of the world. Shalom Aleinu, Shalom Aleinu,
Shalom Aleinu Le'al Kulam. Od yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od yavo Shalom Aleinu Le'al Kulam. Salam Aleinu Le'al Kol HaOlam. Salam, salam, salam Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam, salam. Od yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od yavo Shalom Aleinu ve'al kulam. Od yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od yavo Shalom Aleinu ve'al kulam. Salam Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam, salam, salam Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam, salam, salam Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam, salam, salam Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam, salam. Baruch Hashem, 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 Baruch Hashem. No, we don't need nothing but love. 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 Baruch Hashem, Baruch Hashem, Baruch Hashem, Baruch Hashem.
Bless the heavens.
Baruch Hashem, Baruch Hashem.
Happy Hanukkah. Happy Hanukkah, guys.
Baruch Hashem. Baruch Hashem, Baruch Hashem, Baruch
Hashem. Thank you all so much for coming out. And may we all find those little bits of light to nurture in the darkness at this time of year, and all join together in looking for peace.
Amen. Amen. Yes.